Voices from the Mausoleum is brought to you by the You Run Podcast Network and yourunpodcast.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum. This is an update video that I needed to do, and quite honestly, it's going to be a little too long for social media posts, so I'm going to do it as a Friday video instead. If you're wondering where Found Footage Fridays are, don't worry, hasn't gone anywhere. We need one more week to kind of get our lives back together, coming out of the holiday and me coming back from break and just trying to schedule things. I've also been really, really sick for several weeks, so I still sound kind of fuzzy, meaning a cough drop, trying to control that. Tom and I will be back next Friday for our big return for 2024 for Found Footage Friday. So don't sweat, be here soon. Yeah, and so in this episode, I just want to talk about an anthology that I put out and some things that have come up with it, and I just kind of want to talk through some some community things, good, bad, and all the in between. If you're familiar for my social medias, I put out 2 anthologies. A part 1 and a part 2, That Old House. I've done a couple of things with these so far. I've done my best to promote them. I have a couple other things up my sleeve that I need to get done. I do not edit anything, and I don't format anything. I don't have the knowledge base to format, and you don't want me editing anything, that much I assure you. As my friends that edit my stuff will tell you. And so, when I went through the bathroom journey starting out, it was super complex. Like, I had a lot of issues with Ingram Spark. My initial plan to get these out was postponed by months, was pushed out. All my other focus on all these other projects that I wanted to do by the end of the year. But as always, it was super important to me to get these out. These are all indie authors. A lot of them are first-time publications. This was a really important series for me to jumpstart this year because I intend to do, spoiler alert, other rooms of the house. And so I designed these covers myself. I did the spines, I did the backs, I did everything on my own. These are my original proofs. Sorry. I'm going to try to mute those, but if I can't get it, I can't get it. I'm going to do my best. Unfortunately, my hiccups with these were not just related to Ingram Spark. I ended up giving up on Ingram Spark and moving to KDP, which is also not perfect and has a lot of issues. But at the time, it worked the best for what I was trying to do, and I was able to get it accomplished faster than I was with Ingram Spark. So a couple of things. When I got both 1 and 2 were formatted by the same person. I have gone back and forth about this quite a bit because if you're not new here, you know that like the drama wheel is not my thing. I'm not into that. I'm not interested in creating drama. Like, I see it happen all the time. I see what it does to the community. And honestly, in most cases, talking about it isn't helpful. It doesn't change anything. And also, I'm going to be honest, the other side of me is I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with someone being mad that I like called them out. I don't have the energy. I've got a million other things to do. Far more important things than dealing with that. So what I will say is this. If you work in the horror indie community, if you work in any community where you have a paid service that you provide for someone where they pay you money and you do a service for them, that service needs to be worth the money. Okay. Part 2, when I got the files, there was a lot of issues. First of all, they were not sized correctly. They were supposed to be the exact same as the first one. Again, it was the same person. They were not. And rather than offering to fix it for me, this person gave me the instructions on how to do it myself. If that works for someone, if someone is totally fine with that being the reaction, that's fine. But let me be very clear. I pay for everything that goes out on my own. I don't crowdfund. I don't do GoFundMes. I don't do Kickstarters. I don't raise money. I don't take anybody's help. I do this on my own. I paid almost 50 authors $20 a piece for their stories. I paid for formatting. I paid for the editing. And I paid for the copies that went in the 40 something contributor boxes. I paid for all of those items. I made the things myself. I did the covers. Like, I do this on my own. If I pay someone to do something for me, I do not expect it to come back so poorly done that I have to try to fix it again with no knowledge base on my own. That was extremely frustrating. I was dismissed. I was put off like it wasn't a big deal. They'd get to it when they got to it. I was very frustrated by this, okay? So I essentially had to go back in, even after they resent the files fixed. I had to fix the sizing myself when I had other issues that didn't work. That was incorrect. I think it was the ebook file for, again, part 2. That was incorrect. I had to do all of this on my own. And as I'm working through to try to fix it, there are things that were changed that affected spelling. So like author names that got changed that were not correct, a lot of things. I'm not going to nitpick it because I have some positive things I want to discuss too. And I don't want this video to be too long. As the night goes on, everything gets worse. So that's kind of the frustrating side of this. This person should not be charging formatting if they are not going to put in the time and effort to make it right. Okay. First and foremost. Second of all, I am re-releasing these books. I'm re-releasing them because someone who is a dear asset to the community, Kat Valor, volunteered her time to fix these for me. And I say these I say these because when she went back through one, there's a lot of errors and issues with that formatting as well. So these have been reformatted for a re-release. Now, part of what that means is that I also felt the need to kind of touch up the covers a bit to make them a little bit more what I wanted them to be. If you notice, here's some things I wasn't super big into. I felt like my decision to do this was just because I was nervous about doing covers for the first time. And I was just like, what do I do? What do I put on? I don't know what to put on the back. And I had no ideas. I wanted the spines to be more eye-catching. And the pictures are too far away. There's a lot of space for no reason. So they are reformatted into 6x9s instead of 5x8s. And these are them. So the pictures are closer, more blown up, so you can see everything a lot better. I changed the designs on the back to the Polaroids and just faded them out a little bit, and then put the words on the back. And I upgraded the spines to this beautiful lime green color that you see. I mean, it's perfect in every way. I love how floppy they are. Author names are fixed. Formatting issues are fixed. These look brilliant. And so that's kind of really what I wanted to say about this video. This is a really frustrating start to this anthology series. And I don't intend to let it overcloud like the fun that I had putting these together, the creativity that went into these. I mean, the authors that are I rave about them constantly, their creativity, like their patience and understanding with me, because this is a learning curve. When Tasha and I did Livestock in 2022, we didn't have these issues. So, everyone who is patient, I just want to say thank you so much for your understanding. And my throat's going to give out, so I'm going to wrap this up. But I just wanted to say that if you're in the community, make it better. I don't think that there is a valid excuse to take someone's money and not provide them with a trusted service. It is not easy to trust your projects with people that impact them at an editing and a formatting level. Same with covers. Same with authors you choose to include and work with, and people who write forwards, and you get the point. But this series is really important to me, and I'm really excited about the one we're going to do later at the end of this year. So I'm going through one more. KDP keeps giving me an error on the paperback for part 2. So I got to get that resolved. But otherwise, these are now up for grabs for the updated versions. And I'm just very, very proud of the decision to re-release these. So hopefully you guys, if you haven't picked up a copy of That Old House, The Bathroom Part 1 or 2, are really missing out on some really crazy stories. There is no redundancy here. You would think in 40-something stories that like somebody would have done the same thing, but no. They're all very unique, and the authors are amazing, incredible human beings that I highly recommend you check out otherwise. So yeah, just wanted to do that. So now I'm going to put the links for these in the description for this episode so that you will be able to go check out the revamped versions. Once I get the paperback for part 2 sorted, the old version will be pulled. Right now I've left it up in case anybody wants paperback of that one, but yeah, so you can get the new ones. Also, in case you missed it in the previous video, make sure that you go check out this awesome YouTube channel called Video Tasties. The slogan is protecting the past one VHS tape at a time. These guys do a lot of media stuff. 80s list, top list, physical media, collaborations, anything movie, film related, you can find there. There's some awesome, like tons of stuff for you to check out on their channel. I'll make sure to link them in the description for this episode. And yeah, that's going to wrap up this update episode for That Old House, The Bathroom. Once again, if you have not checked out part 1 or part 2, I highly recommend them, and I'm not biased at all. I don't even have a story in them, but I think you should check them out. And that's all I have for this episode. Don't worry, next Friday we'll be back at our normal stuff with Found Footage Fridays. We've got a coffee crypt coming up on this Sunday, so hope you guys have a great weekend. Yeah, I'll see you with Steve on Sunday.